For Ontario employees working in a provincially regulated industry, pregnancy and parental leave are regulated by the Employment Standards Act, commonly known as the ESA. If an employee works for a federally regulated industry, their employment would be governed by the Canada Labour Code. While these leaves are unpaid, you may be able to qualify for employment insurance, also referred to as EI. Pregnancy leave, as per the ESA, grants pregnant employees the right to take up to 17 weeks of unpaid time off from work. Parental leave refers to the time in which parents may take a leave of absence from work due to the birth or adoption of their child. A birth mother can take both a pregnancy and a parental leave. To qualify for pregnancy leave, the employee must be employed by an employer covered by the ESA and have been employed for at least 13 weeks prior to the baby's expected due date. The individual does not need to be actively working for the 13 weeks prior to the leave. However, they need to have started employment at least 13 weeks prior. An employee must give their employer at least 2 weeks of written notice prior to taking the pregnancy leave. An employer may also request a medical certificate stating the baby's due date. It's crucial to note that the Canada Labour Code incorporates different terminology and refers to maternity leave and parental leave. Similar to pregnancy leave under the ESA, maternity leave is specific to the individual who gave birth to the child and include an entitlement of up to 17 weeks of maternity leave. Parental leave refers to the time in which parents may take a leave of absence from work due to the birth or adoption of their child. A birth mother can take both a maternity leave and a parental leave. According to the ESA, parent includes birth parents, adoptive parents, and people in permanent relationships with a parent of a child and who intends on treating the child as their own. The term parent intends to encompass all forms of parental relationships for families in Ontario. In Ontario, birth mothers who take maternity leave can take a parental leave for up to 61 weeks. All other new parents may take up to 63 weeks of parental leave. Birth mothers in federally regulated industries can take both a maternity leave and a parental leave. Birth mothers who take a maternity leave can take a parental leave of up to 78 weeks, and all other parents can take up to 63 weeks of parental leave. If you decide to take a pregnancy or maternity leave, you are entitled to reinstatement, to leave without penalty, to participate in benefits plans, and to have your tenure recognized. Generally, when an employee opts to take a pregnancy or maternity leave, they're entitled to return to the same job they had prior to their leave, or a comparable job if the previous role no longer exists. Regardless, the person must be paid at minimum the same amount they earned from their employer before they took their leave. In addition, if their wages would have gone up had they stayed with the employer, or if their wages for their role had increased during their leave, the employer is obligated to pay them the higher wage. Employers are not allowed to penalize employees for taking paternity leave or maternity leave. Similarly, an employer cannot penalize an employee for anticipating taking a leave. Employees should be able to inquire and take these leaves if they so wish. And if an employer penalizes or threatens an employee for those reasons, it could be considered a reprisal. During the course of a pregnancy or maternity leave, employees retain the right to participate in some of their employer's benefits plans. The employer must continue paying the premiums for the benefit plans that were offered prior to the employee's leave. Unless the employee informs the employer in writing that they will not be contributing their share, they should be receiving these benefits. Despite an employee taking pregnancy or maternity leave, the employee shall continue to earn credit towards their tenure during this time. And if an employee decides to take parental leave for a total of 52 weeks, their tenure will accrue accordingly.